So I guess part two of the process is honestly what happens, which is I start covering a song, and I love covering songs. I love covering songs because music, if there's any crunching in the background, little Papito is eating dinner. Um, Music is the one thing we all have in common. It touches all of us. Some of us more than others, but it touches all of us. And I always try to use the analogy or think of if you went to a random prison right now and was sat down in the glass in front of a random prisoner and you were told, okay, you have 10 minutes, you must have a conversation. You would have, most of you, not everybody, but a lot of people would have nothing to talk about unless one of you said, what's your favorite music and why? That's the one thing. So, music begets music. Pain begets pain, but music begets music, and pleasure begets pleasure, and happiness begets happiness. So, I was playing with Stairway to Heaven, which gave me a certain chord structure to think of in my head. Ah, Papito. You are being very annoying. Alright, do your thing. So it gave me a certain chord structure. First thing I did, I put a capo on. I have in part of trying to learn how to sing using the voice that I've been given by nature, I have this weird combination of low and nasal. It is a horrible combination. But nonetheless, I find that a capo makes things a little bit higher, a little bit brighter, and if this part's brighter, then my low melody, works a little bit better. So, I know where I start. I love an open A. And I love the bends, like I said. Let's see, I think I wrote down words somewhere. Did I not? Oh, I did. No, I didn't. What did I do with those words? Oh, that's part of the process, I guess, right? So I lost the words. Time to find a new song. Okay, so I'm feeling that. And you just let yourself fall into it. And I start thinking of words in my head now, pictures, memories, anything that pop in my head. How was I feeling today? And a lot of what I was feeling today was just retrospect on how lost I seriously became at one point. So, it's such a just cheesy, what people would consider cheesy and not putting much thought into it line, but I was lost and then I was found. And I really like that. So I'm going to write down those words. And sometimes I write down the chords depending on how hard they are for me to remember. So I was lost, then I was found. Now, in my mind, I sit there and I think about, oh man, the words, the lines, I was lost and then I was found. That has been said a million, trillion, zillion, billion times. And it's not that it's not important. That's how we all feel. There's a reason it's been said a million, trillion, zillion times. But for me personally, I am not helping myself, nor am I helping humanity if I do the same thing as somebody else did. It's for me to learn from and then express myself through. So, but I want to build upon that. So I was lost and then I was found. I was lost and then I was found. And then the word sound keeps popping in my head, just ringing, ringing, ringing. Something about a sound, a bell, the ringing, a ringing of a bell. Then the ringing of the last bell finally made it sound. The ringing of the last bell, which was me maybe hitting the ground. Maybe it was me drinking. I don't know yet, but I know it's one of those things. Let's say hitting my head. The ringing of the last bell finally made a sound. And I'm going to write that down. Bell. Sorry, I do it old school. Write it by hand. There's only one way for me. I'm an interesting generation, born on the cusp of new technology and old ways. So I was lost and then I was found. The ringing of the last bell finally made a sound. Okay, now where do you want to go with that next verse? There's always a next verse. Sometimes. It's whatever you want it to be. But on this one, there's a next verse. So, I gotta say where I was. Where was the darkness that I was? Before I can sit there and talk about the light that I want to talk about, I have to say something about the darkness where I was. In the song, and you can't feel it, you can't know it unless you know anything about the darkness. So, now I think about the darkness. And I'm looking at one of my paintings right now, and it's one where it was chained to a wall. So I think I was magenta. It's just the color I feel thinking about it. I was magenta, chained to the wall. Also, magenta in my head is Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you know it, you know the sultriness of what she was. When you give in to some of your darkness, there is a lot of pleasure that comes in it if you enjoy it. I was magenta, chained to the wall. Magenta, chained to the wall. And then I got to talk about my arrogance. Part of why I was chained to the wall was because I was arrogant. I didn't know I was chained to the wall. I didn't know chained to the wall was a punishment for my arrogance, but it was. So I was magenta, chained to the wall. I thought chains couldn't break. I thought, no, I don't like that thought. Maybe I thought chains couldn't break. And I don't want to just say I couldn't fall. That's too simple. Sometimes simple's good. In this one, not for me. It needs more. I thought chains couldn't break. I thought even broken angels couldn't fall. Lots of silence in these videos I'm noticing. I thought even broken angels couldn't fall. Alright, so we'll wrap it up. Coming here on the verse part, I guess. Oh, pics. See, that's why I have pics sitting everywhere, because I lose them every 10 seconds. So, lost, then I was found. have finally made a sound. Oh yeah. I was magenta chained to the wall. I thought chains couldn't break. I thought even broken angels couldn't fall. And now you gotta make something that connects to the chorus. Oh, couldn't fall. They couldn't fall. Even broken angels, they can't fall. And so that's the idea we'll roll with. I'm probably going to forget it in about 5 minutes, but that's what putting it on the internet forever is for. Can't lose it. Well, unless the robots take over. Let's try to get it all out before that happens. Bye.